it's like magic.
Yo, we back. Museum TV. You gotta like, share, and comment on this video right here. So far this year, we've been putting in a lot of work. And if you ain't been with us, you gotta tap in. Because every 2 weeks on a Tuesday, we're doing a testing lab out in Brockton. This is a beautiful movement that's been going on for the city. And you can come out and test your music. You have to tap in with the Museum TV on Instagram and look out for when the list is open. And other than that, my man Noble, man, y'all gotta follow him too. This is the big dog, the owner of the Museum TV, man. He's doing tinting, he's doing embroidery, and y'all really gotta tap in with it. And right now, I got someone who's like, I saw her perform at the testing lab first, and then I tapped into her music. And when I say she's just like one of a kind, like a true talent in our state. So I'm gonna let her talk a little bit about herself. I got Fanta Vibez with me right now.
Hi, thank you very much. I'm flattered.
Yeah. So Fanta, tell the people, who are you?
So my name is Fanta Vibez. I was born in West Africa, came to the U.S. Early 2000. So I've been raised in Massachusetts. So I guess you can call me basically an American. Been here for about 17 years now. Yeah, 16, 17.
Okay.
I'm about 5 years into the music scene now. I'm above my music and all. I'm definitely a mom, which
We love to hear that.
That's a whole vibe.
Mother's Day is definitely on the way.
Yeah, that's a whole vibe of its own.
Right.
But yeah, I'm about 5 years in. I did start out rapping, which I don't think most people like. I'm talking like hardcore,
really
rap, and I was like, this is not my energy. This is a lot.
So is that where the songwriting comes from?
It was more so for me, I guess. Oh, for me, it was just the writing. I love to just write, right? So I started writing out before I started recording on any instrumental.
Okay.
Because I'm like, I have so much to say, and I can't be talking to everybody all the time. Let me just write this down. And then I slowly started going to instrumentals, and the first thing I came across, because you know how YouTube is, they're going to promote the hip-hop and the trap stuff first.
Right.
So it's like, let me try it out. Like, if I'm going to try it out, let me go there first. It was cool, but the vibration definitely wasn't hitting.
Okay.
And then over time, it really just like smoothed its way into.
So
everything.
did you always know that you could sing?
No. Oh my God, no.
Wow.
Well, I didn't. There was no. I grew up in a choir. There was no.
Yeah.
My mom was.
So one day you just go to the studio and.
Yeah, so I was for maybe like a week straight, I was at home writing.
Okay.
And I'm like, I gotta find a way to express myself, something, whatever. And I'm just like maybe a year into being a mom, so I'm home, haven't been working, so I have a lot of time on my hand.
Okay.
And then I'm writing. I'm like, okay, you gotta do something with this writing. What do I do next? So Google and articles, you can find out anything. So I'm like, what's the process of starting to record something that you've been writing? I found a studio. I started like whatever. At the time it was Lotto in Worcester.
Okay.
He's fire. So I started work with him, and he was like, you know what? I think we can really do a lot with your voice. I'm like, really? Sure. Let's jump into that. And over time, a year later, Love Myself came out, and that was more like a mix of like rap and like a little bit of vocals and stuff like that. And then it was over. That you can't tell me nothing after that.
You just knew your lane from there.
And I'm like, oh, this is it.
Yeah.
This works.
Nah. Your sound is definitely unique. So, like, since you're from Africa, like, where do your influences come from musically? Like, was it from the home, like, from where you originally were born? Or is it, like, when you came here, did you tap in with, like, certain artists who you, like, took music from?
So, I mean, in Africa, music is a big thing. Everything, graduation, birthdays, like it could be anything. Oh my God, you a little milestone. Let's celebrate with some music, whatever. But that's in my blood. But once I came here, cool. I love music, but I wasn't really in tune until I started writing.
Okay.
And I'm like, what do I like to listen to? Like, what really makes me emotional? And here comes Nina Simone, Macy Gray, Amy Winehouse. And I'm like, oh, their vibes, Sade. And I'm like, oh, I really like this. I'm like, if I'm going to, like, continue going in this lane. I like this. This is what I
This.
want to put out because I would listen to it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, no, no,
Yeah.
no. Your music is definitely has that vibe where it's just like, you turn it on and the house just the mood in the house changes, like, and like that's when you got a special artist. So, um, how do you feel being having such a unique sound and trying to break down the industry, like, trying to have people accept you for being something new that they may not have heard before?
I think because it's so different, it's kind of like it's my comfort spot because I don't really have to worry about hey, take a look.
Right.
It's more like I'm really just gonna give you my best,
Right,
and
okay.
because it's so different, you're gonna be pretty much intrigued. So for me, I think it kind of works for me instead of like, are they gonna like this? Because at this point, it's not really. There's a lot of people in this world, and I can't please everybody. I
Right,
can't
right.
make music for everybody. So I'm like,
Nah, that's a good point, right?
You know what I
there.
mean?
Yeah,
So-
you gotta know your lane. Like, it's like,
yeah.
I'm making my people happy.
You know what I mean?
Like,
So
yeah.
I'm like, if my people vibe with it, I'm positive it's gonna come within the numbers. So, yeah,
So, you write all your own music?
everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what's your process like? Is it like, okay, I'm getting downtime from the kids and I'm gonna write, or is it like, oh, I had a stressful day, I'm gonna write? Like, what's the vibe?
So, starting out, definitely was going through like a whole divorce process. So there's
Okay.
a lot of whole emotion and stuff. So I was able to just dive into it. So I kind of used that. I wouldn't say like my little petty arguments and stuff. I would
Right.
use that, or I kind of make downtime. Like I have a little studio in my home. While my son is like having a good time, I'm just like, okay,
This is my time to punch
let me
in.
go write something. I have like a bunch of notebooks that I keep around the house. So if I'm vibing, just okay, go write that down.
Okay.
Or if I can't get to my notebook, I have my phone. Like, oh, that was nice. Let me just like,
Nah, like that
You know what
line
I mean?
right there. Like, this one is
yeah.
gonna be the one.
And then
yeah.
I'll go back to it, and I'm like, okay, I like what you did earlier. Let's use that. Yeah.
So, Cosmos, right?
Cosmos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, how was that made? How was that? Like, how did it come into like play? Like,
So Cosmos is obviously the universe
Yeah.
as a whole. And it's me just giving gratitude, to the creator, to God. At the time, I'm just like, girl, you was blessed. You was
Right.
living your best life. Your baby is happy. Your bills are paid.
Right,
You're
right.
eating good.
Yeah.
Like, you're good. Like, let's just give gratitude right now.
Okay.
And that's what Cosmos
that
is basically
video, the
about.
video was really like, okay, like, like it was something different, like, like, and I think everything you've been putting out so far is like something that all our viewers need to be in tune with, like, and I think you're bigger than, the state, and that's where the last, 8 years, like Noble would like to say, like, is what the museum is pushing, and so, like, seeing you at the testing lab and coming through and just, because the people who don't know about the testing lab, you get to play 3 songs, and when you played your 3 songs, the mood in the building, like, everyone stood to attention, like, okay, we got to start right here, so
Yeah, that was
like
nice.
I want to know, like, what's next, and like, are we gonna see more collabs with producers and different artists around the city?
I definitely took you guys' advice about, branching out and trying new collaborations.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna try that, but more so right now, I'm just trying to work on more content, visual wise, because I have so many songs that I'm done with, and I'm like, okay, I don't want to release them without at least something to it. It adds more to the song when there's like a visual to it, so that I'm working on more visuals and
Okay.
stuff like that.
Okay, we definitely want the visuals.
Yeah.
The tape has super replay value. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you can go from the beginning to the end and just let it rock all over again. So it's like you have a certain vibe that a lot of people don't have, So I want to see, for me personally, like, I would love to see the new visuals coming out like ASAP, like. So how have you felt in the last 5 years of maneuvering the mass scene? Because, like, for a lot of people, they get away from the scene, you know what I mean? But I feel like lately the scene's been moving up. So as an artist who's now like transitioning into like blossoming, like you're blossoming, like like a flower right now around the state. How do you feel the scene looks?
I'm loving the vibe. I'm loving everything that I think before I was very much so, I guess you could say, naive to what's out here and the resources and stuff, because I was kind of like just sheltering myself.
Right.
And I'm like, once I made my way towards Atlanta and New York, I'm like, okay, if they can vibe with me, I might as well just try to stay home.
And when you're home, you know,
You
like
know what
when
I
you're
mean?
home,
Right,
when you're home,
and
you
just
can
like,
come out and you
um,
know, and really put on a show for the fans, you
yeah,
know.
I'm really like this scene right now.
Yeah.
I like
Okay.
it.
Okay. So, the tape right now. Who did you work with as far as producers?
So we have Lotto. I'm working with Tosh at Fontanette Studio.
Okay.
And then Bam at One Way. And
Okay.
I don't know if it's like a, if you understand my vibe, I'm gonna kind of stay with
Stay
you.
with you,
Yeah.
right. Okay, okay.
Because I've tried to go to other producer and they're very much so comfortable in one lane. So I'm like, it was cool, but I don't want to waste my money.
Right,
So
right,
I'm
right.
just
No.
gonna stay. I'm gonna stay where I am. Yeah.
So, is that are those producers all out of Mass?
No, they're all in Mass.
All
Yeah,
in Mass,
everything-
all in Mass. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I would have never guessed that.
Yeah.
Like you know.
So for the instrumentals though,
Yeah.
that's a whole different story.
Okay.
I've had people reaching out for me from like Germany, Russia, UK, and I think for Cosmos, he was from Russia. And I was whatever I was doing on Instagram, he commented, "Oh, I love your sound." I'm like, "Well, I love your beats."
right.
I'm like, "If you love my sound, you love my, let's do a
Right.
collaboration." And
Okay.
yeah, that's what it's been.
Okay, no, that's dope. So, your next, not your next release, but what do you think is gonna be the next video that we will see?
There's a song that I'm releasing called Cosmic Ruins, and that's more of a breakup song. It's fire. I like it because it's like,
No,
yeah.
like that's what we want to see more of. Like I feel like we haven't even seen what you are even capable of. With that one release, it's got me wanting more. Like and like everybody who's heard it, I've seen them be like, okay, we need to hear what's the next story you about to tell us. Like like.
I appreciate that.
So, okay, so I'm loving what you're doing. I really think that anyone who taps into this interview is gonna love what you're doing, and like being the newest host of the Museum TV, because this is my first year also. So this is maybe my, I want to say,
Well, I can't tell.
sixth interview maybe, or maybe I don't know. I can't even. I think it's number 6. I think
Well, you're doing great.
Yeah. So coming from me, and I'm an artist myself. A lot of times I like to let other artists know that the hardest thing you're doing is being unique. Like, and because a lot of music now is just recycled. You just hear the same thing over and over again. So it's like a breath of fresh air when we actually have an artist who has an original sound and is from Mass, getting engineered in Mass and pushing their music worldwide, So
Right.
I just want to commend you for everything you've been doing.
Thank you.
Like I just think the fans are gonna tap into your music. I think the views are gonna go up, and I just think you're like a star. So I just gotta give you your flowers while you're here.
Thank you.
So
Ma, you hear that? Oh. I'm gonna show her this video. They're like, "Hey, Ma, you hear what a man said?
Right,
Okay,
right.
your daughter doing good, oh."
No. You're definitely on the right path. So I'm gonna end the interview with that because I want to end on a high note and just let the fans be a judge of your music, because I think your music, I can't speak enough about it, so it's like it's hard to like put it in, ask you questions about your process over and over again. Like it gets hard because it's like, well, I know you have so much more to give us. So like I'm like let her get back to the studio, like like
I'm excited.
I'm excited too. So
this has definitely been a motivation. I'm not gonna lie.
No. So for those of you who don't know, I'm Moreno Guapo. This is the Museum TV, and you gotta like, share, and comment on this video. I'm here once again, like to say that we have a star, like I just interviewed a star, so y'all have to tap in with her music right now. So check us out and come back next week. We're here.
Nice.
Gang, I'd like to thank y'all for pulling up once again with the Museum TV. And you need to like, share, and comment, because we're going to keep exhibiting these stories, and you can find more right here.